everybody. Welcome to Decode Australia. Today is Friday, August the 28th of 2020. By the way, my name is Tamer.
My name is Yvonne.
And we're going to be starting with the New Zealand USD technical analysis.
The New Zealand dollar inched higher against the US dollar on Friday, increasing the price of New Zealand-US pair to more than 0.66 ahead of US Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index news. The technical bias remained bullish since the price marked a higher high in the recent upside move.
The New Zealand USD is currently trading around the 66.36 level. Now, you will find the following resistance levels. At 66.89, you'll find the the high of August the 6th, 2020. Okay, if you look at the chart closely. And at 67.15, you'll find the second resistance, which is a major horizontal resistance. And the third resistance is at 68.00, which is the psychological number, obviously. On the flip side, which is the downside, the New Zealand USD will come across the following support levels. At support 1, you will find the 65.82 level, which is a key horizontal support. At support 2, you will find the 65.08, which is the 23.6 Fibonacci level. And finally, the third support is the 64.55. If you look at the chart, it's the lower trendline arm. Now, the technical bias is expected to remain bullish as long as the 65.08 key horizontal price zone remains unbroken.
The U.S. Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index news. The Michigan University of the United States is set to release the data concerning the U.S. Consumer Sentiment Index today. According to the average estimate, the U.S. Consumer Sentiment Index remained unchanged with a reading of 72.8 registered in July as compared to 72.8 reading in the month before. The U.S. Consumer Sentiment Index is a survey to gauge consumers' confidence in countries' economic activity. The data estimates the likelihood of consumers' spending patterns. Generally speaking, a high reading is considered as bullish for the US dollar and predicts the bearish market for the New Zealand US dollar, whereas a low reading anticipates a bullish market for the New Zealand US dollar.
That's right, Yvonne. Now, in conclusion, given the current price movement of the New Zealand USD over the past few days, now the buying the pair around these levels is probably the safer option. And now for our second pair, which we're going to be talking about.
And now for the USD Canadian dollar technical analysis. The US dollar slid down against the Canadian dollar overnight. The price of US Canadian pair consequently fell below 1.3150 ahead of the release of Canada's gross domestic product news. The technical bias remained bearish since the pair marked a lower high in the recent upside move on the daily chart.
Now, the USD Canadian dollar is currently trading around the 1.3126, and you need to look out for the following support levels. If you look at the chart, at support 1, you'll find a 1.3069, which is the lower trendline arm. At support 2, you'll find the 1.3026, which is the low of January the 9th this year. And then finally, at support 3, you'll find the 1.2947, which is a major horizontal support line. Now, on the upside, the USDCAD will come across the following resistance levels. At resistance 1, it's the 1.3205, which is the high of August 27th, 2020. At resistance 2, it's the 1.32238, the upper trendline arm. And finally, the third resistance level is the psychological level of 1.3300 even. Now, provided the pair price continues to fall, the USD CAD may incur more losses below this 1.33 psychological price zone. Now, the technical bias might remain bearish as long as this 1.3418, which is the 23.6 Fibonacci level, and also it is a major horizontal resistance level if that remains intact. So we're looking at a bearish market.
All right. Now, the Canadian Gross Domestic Product Annualized News. Statistics Canada is scheduled to release numbers concerning the Canadian Gross Domestic Product Annualized News. According to the consensus of economists, the Canadian GDP registered a reading of negative 39.6% in the last quarter as compared to negative 8.2% reading in the quarter before. The GDP measures the overall value of services and goods produced in Canada. Generally speaking, a rising trend in GDP is considered bullish for the Canadian dollar that suggests a bearish market for the USDCAD and vice versa.
That's right, Yvonne. Now, considering the short-term economic outlook for the USDCAD, selling the pair around the current levels might be a good approach. But as you always, when trading, trade with your head, not your heart, and follow strict money and risk management techniques. Thanks for watching. See you on Monday and have a great weekend.
And good luck with your trading.
Bye for now.